welcome to this tiny house. So this tiny house was based on an older version of the Tumbleweed Cypress 18 plans, and it was started construction in 2011. I built it myself with some help from my stepdad, and let's have a look at everything. So coming in from the outside there, you would have seen my dog Lobster. And the sort of entranceway here. So it has a little side porch, which I find to be very functional. We have a branch here as the porch post, which isn't really structural, but looks kind of cool. We've got some plants and things all decorated around. I had a friend help me with this door because I'm not a very good door builder, as it turns out. But that's it. It's nice and sturdy, closes pretty well. The hinges in here are security hinges. They are by sauce, and they go into the door a pretty decent amount there so that the door can actually close outwards, open and close outwards, and not have the hinges be visible on the outside. So that's a good thing to have. So coming in on the left here, we have a coat rack for various things. And up here is my storage loft space. I recently cleared out the things that I had there and put some plants up because I wanted it to be a little bit more green. This is the sitting area and my couch and the open windows here. This one opens and closes, and these two are actually just picture windows, so they don't have any moving parts. They don't open or close, but it did make them less expensive, so that was handy. I've got my dog bed down there, and then we've got some storage box seats under here, which are very convenient. So they allow you to keep things inside, and they also have lids, so if you want to sit on them, you can do that. If you move over here to the left, you can see our wood stove. It's a Unforgettable Fire Kimberly wood stove, and it's a real beauty. It's all stainless steel. It's got very low clearances for a wood stove, so you can see there's not very much clearance in the back here, but it's more than enough to keep the wall from getting really hot. That was an afterthought here. We've got a little table here, and it's on an old set of school desk legs, and that can be brought out to the front if it's needed as a dinner table and things of that variety. I do a lot of jewelry making, so I recently redid this area in here in the window to hold more practical things for making jewelry. So I put this little branch in and put a hook for all my jewelry tools and things like that, so this area has become a lot more functional recently. So if you turn this way, you can see we have some more storage space here. That's my banjo Betty, who's probably miserably out of tune. Oh yeah. And just kind of general storage. Got a nice dog water bowl in there. And turning in here, you can see the kitchen. So this is my little tiny kitchen. I did all the cabinetry myself, which is why it's not very good, so we're not going to get any close-ups. And this is the dish rack. It drains straight over the sink, so I don't have to worry about taking up any counter space for that. It's quite handy. Must be 5'9" and up for it to work. So I recently redid this section of my kitchen. We brought some cool driftwood pieces in, put some hooks on there, and made some copper baskets. Copper wire baskets are very hard to find, but they're not very hard to make. So did some basket making. Just some general hanging for kitchen utilities there. And a nice spice rack that my boyfriend made up. Still using the same cooktop, the same alcohol stove by Origo. It's doing a fine job. 3 years or so in now. Got my pans hanging here. I've got my dishes up here. And pretty decent cabinetry, all things considered. Not as wide as full cabinetry, but it gives me a lot of space to keep things. So if you look in this area here, this is sort of extended kitchen storage and also what I refer to as the ugly storage down below. But this kind of holds some more of my kitchen things, my dishes and such. Under here gives me plenty of space for ugly storage. I'm not going to open that up because, as aforementioned, it's ugly. So coming in here, there's the back. I call this the pink room, and this is my transitional space. So when I walk out of my bathroom, which is directly to my left, I can walk into where my clothes are here in these tall, shallow shelves, and I can change. So you can see I keep my harp here, which was planned in from the very beginning, because that's an important part. It's probably less out of tune. No, it's still out of tune. Got some bookshelves and some glass and various things in there. I've got a laundry hamper at the bottom and the dog food bowl and my clothing and shoe storage over there. And then coming in here is my tiny bathroom. So I have a little bit of space for bathroom things. Tried not to put too much so I wouldn't put more things on it than necessary, but I still tend to fill it up a lot anyway. This is my jewelry tree, which is just another little very thin manzanita branch. And yeah, just hangs my jewelry on there pretty well. I have one other little shelf up here in the corner and a couple of hooks on this wall there. And I didn't insulate up here or close up the rafters, so I have a little bit of space there as well for storing things. I've got a pretty standard composting toilet. It's just a regular bucket and sawdust, nothing fancy. And if you look to the right over here, I have my bathtub slash shower slash whatever else you need it to be, laundry station if necessary. And that's just a stock trough with a hole drilled through the entire unit. And it's got a shower riser that comes up here. We've actually got 4 shower curtains in here. We've got 2 of these ones here, the waterproof, and we have 2 of the sightly ones that go around that. So that's all around the copper riser that goes around the outside. And that's pretty much it in my bathroom here. And that's pretty much it in the house. It's very tiny. Tiny tours don't take a very long time. But anyway, thank you very much for watching my tiny house tour, and I'll catch up with you next time I make any changes.